All right, welcome back to the booth. I'm Justin,
And I'm Tyrone.
and he's running. Tyrone is always
This
running.
is so cathartic just to... So I'm assuming these guys are in other Metal Gears, correct? The
The little ones, yeah.
little monkey guys?
Sort of. They're not in that quite look. They don't quite look like that.
Oh, okay.
There are similar enemy types, but not that specifically.
Wanna see how long I can last just with my eyes closed? I'm feeling rumbling in my controller as my eyes are closed, so I'm either hitting things or getting hit. Have I been hit?
Not very much.
Okay. I opened my eyes for a second just to confirm all was well, and everything seems well. How am I doing?
They're kind of just staring at you as you run around in circles.
I feel some rumbling though. Am I?
You are hitting a few people.
Yeah.
It's working out.
I did a slide there, I think.
Oh, yeah, now, yeah, okay.
How am I doing?
Are you serious? Like, your eyes are actually closed. This is
Yes.
amazing.
I don't know if you watch speedrunners, but if people can beat Punch-Out blindfolded,
You can do
can
Metal
do
Gear.
this.
Why not throw some strong attacks in there, man?
you know, if this were Skyrim, I could, I could be so Dragonborn right now.
That's so Dragonborn.
Hey,
you gotta be.
B for blind.
Nice.
Yeah, so
And probably still better than Justin.
Oh, certainly. Oh gosh, Dorkly had a Skyrim comic the other day,
Oh, yeah?
which is so witty in normal Dorkly fashion.
What is the comic?
So I just to give the audience some perspective, I used to really like Dorkly. It's a site that does some quote unquote comedy things with video games. And it was like associated with College Humor, and I was like, "Oh, cool! So it's like a College Humor site, but like focused on video games."
I didn't know that.
I think it is. That's how I found it, so I think so. And then one day I kind of started reading the comics, and I realized, oh, this is like... basically my problem with Dorkly is that their comics, like most of their articles in their comics are like... you could get the same thing from reading like a random Reddit post.
Oh, sure.
Like, it's just... Like, okay, so the comic was basically like, here are the different types of Skyrim hoarders. Like, and it's like that, the joke about, you know...
That's already funny,
hoarding... it's already funny to you.
It's already funny.
This still make my point. So, but no, it's the whole thing about, like, I don't like Skyrim, but... I know the whole joke about like, oh, you can only carry so many items, and like you're carrying like, sometimes you end up just carrying like bowls for miles, and like Skyrim came out in 2011. Everyone's made that joke.
Well,
Like,
and that's a joke. That's a constant Elder Scrolls joke, because you can do the same thing in Oblivion and Morrowind. Anytime you can pick up random stuff.
right. So in 2014, you know, I expect
you want some new material.
Right. I mean, I don't doubt it's hard to like animate, like draw these comics. Oh, that's another. I don't like the art style of Dorkly. Not bad, but I just don't really like it.
That's fair.
It's just that, you know, I know it's hard to make webcomics. Like, it's not. I'm not saying that there's no effort put into them.
Right.
But it's just like, again, if you go on Reddit on any given day, you'll find a bunch of video game jokes that were made 10 years ago.
Right.
Like, it's hard to do video game humor well. In Dorkly,
Consistently, for sure.
Consistently, yeah. Dorkly doesn't really... I'm sure they put effort into it, but in terms of their effort into, like, finding original material and jokes that haven't been made a bunch of times on Reddit or any other, you know, blog or whatever, like...
Sure.
They don't put much effort. It bothers me. More than it should.
No, I understand that. Of course, there's also, like, you know, for a long time, I didn't really like Penny Arcade, the comic. I love it now, and I try to read it every time I can. But for a long time, I didn't like Penny Arcade because they're so on top of everything that's happening that sometimes they'll, like, make a joke for a game that I never played, that just came out, or you know, I just never got around to playing, and, like, it's just so specific that, like, I just don't get the joke at all, and I'm just like, huh? I don't understand. So...
Yeah, I mean... I feel that's a bit better than a lazy joke, though. Like, I'd rather not understand a joke and then like make effort into like finding out what they were talking about
right,
than
for sure.
being like, oh, here's a joke about how Mario's mushrooms make him high, and like mushroom, you know. Oh,
That's true.
like,
That joke has been told an awful lot.
like whatever. Like I know that joke. Like Mario came out in what, 85? That joke didn't suddenly become new in 2010.
No, I hear you. I understand what you're saying.
It's kind of the same thing as like the video game logic posts on Reddit. GTA logic, and then followed by some weird illogical thing that happens in GTA. You could say like Metal Gear Rising logic. Enemies spot you, hide in a barrel long enough, they'll ignore you. And I get that one of the cool things that games can do is like not create those situations, make things actually make sense and justify why enemies do certain things.
Sure. Left hand.
I gave up on it. But with that said,
Oh, you can
we
just hide
don't-
in that corner, or you can do this.
yeah, Ninja Run deflects all bullets. So even if you do want to take chip damage, even if whatever, I've made enough chip damage jokes that enough to make me a hypocrite. Video game humor is hard, and
Yeah.
I always respect whenever I read a comic that actually has a new take on something.
Sure.
That you know, it's hard,
Is it your
and
box?
most people don't do it. Oh, I wonder what's in that box. It's
Nice hiding spot.
So you actually get an achievement for finding all these guys, all these men in boxes.
Right.
Um,
We call him the box man.
yeah, you can actually leave them alive. That's what Chip Cheesem does in his LP.
You apparently are deciding against that.
I can never be as good as Chip Cheesem, so I'm not. I won't even try. Here we go. Oh wait, are we close to the boss? I think we are. So the one criticism I would give this game, no boss rush mode. Which honestly, like, if I know these level layouts pretty well, but if there was a boss rush mode, I wouldn't, because I would never play these levels again. I would just fight the bosses all the time. A lot of times, oh, gotta collect VR missions because I love them so much. Oh, you know what? There's a hidden, hold on, I gotta go back to get a hidden thing. A lot of times, like, I'll go through these levels and then get to the bosses, and then, like, right before I do the final blow on the boss, I'll reset so I can play it again. Because I don't have to, because I love the boss battles and I don't want to play.
For sure.
But yeah, the bosses are kind of the,
They're kind of the icing on the cake,
yeah.
for sure. But that's kind of a Metal Gear thing as well. The
Is
bosses,
it?
yeah, the bosses are always kind of like interesting and new and like, have a different take than the rest of the game. Not a completely different take, but you know what I mean. I think. Do you know what I mean?
The one Metal Gear boss I fought, I agree.
Which one did you fight?
Ocelot.
Oh, nice.
With his cheap little bullets. His bullets did not do chip damage, as I discovered.
He's got the golden gun, man.
Oh, he does?
No.
I didn't know.
Those gun is awesome.
I was wondering when you'd come.
Jack the Ripper.
No one calls me that anymore.
I wouldn't know.
I can show you a better time.
They get into a lot in Metal Gear 4.
You're in charge here.
Is there really much to explain? He's called Jack the Ripper.
Well,
I can connect the dots.
I mean, yes, obviously. But he was a child soldier. And he was like a viciously brutal child soldier. So he got the nickname of being called Jack the Ripper.
Oh, I see.
So it brings up his past.
See, I was kind of thinking that it might have been like a beanstalk thing, and Ripper referred to cutting down the beanstalk.
Yes. And killing the giant, yeah.
So,
I mean, if you were going to cut down a beanstalk, I think you're pretty well equipped for that.
so
at the
it was a
moment.
debate whether to call him Jack the Ripper or Giant Killer.
I never saw that movie. Jack the Giant Killer.
I never did either, because
That's when I realized
didn't
I
it looked
am a
okay.
killer too. And a good one at that.
So we were talking while she was mentioning how she butchered some fuckers.
Which is the only time they actually use fuckers in the game.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What
Oh.
happened.
You only get one for
To be
certain
honest,
readings.
I found it quite dull. My enemies fell like domino, one after another. Not once did I feel threatened. I was adrift, without challenge.
Ah, the
without
monkey guys.
purpose. At times, I even envied my prey.
Gotta say, like, I like these guys. I don't know where they came from, what their backstory is.
It's kind of a weird art design.
Why
but
they're
it's cool.
even found remotely useful, but I like these guys.
And I knew what I had been missing. His ideals gave my life meaning. Ideals, Jack.
Aw.
What are yours?
I protect.
Wow, he's really pale in that shot. He looks a little sickly.
Still? So
Aw.
naive.
And if I must kill to protect them, then so be it.
You know, I would kill to protect those dwarf geckos. I love those little guys.
It seems we have less in common than I thought.
I'll take that as a compliment.
If you would kill for your ideals, then surely you are ready to die for them.
I know that, Mr. I read your book. You know, after hearing all these sort of boss introductions, I'm pretty sure, like, all these Winds of Destructions, I'm sure they have, like, a book out or something.
Well, there's a comic book.
No, I'm talking about Mistral literally published
Oh.
a book.
Oh.
Because, you know, you don't form these ideals without, you know, putting pen to paper. You know, I mean, everyone has ideals, but no one's really ready to, like, give these big speeches at the drop of a hat.
Come.
I feel like it's a very authorly thing to do.
For sure. Next time on the booth, fighting Mistral.
Wait, loading screen.